Hello, hi, happy morning, grade 8 students of Sri Venkateshwara Vidyalaya. Welcome back to day 10 e-learning session English. Today, you're going to look into lesson number 3 from your honey book, Glimpses of the Past, written by S.D. Sawant. In this lesson, you're going to learn something about the freedom struggle and the freedom fighters. The Revolt of 1857. Be ready, children, to note down what you're listening. Before getting into the lesson, let us know some basic concepts. The lesson format is discovery based. The learning objective is to make the students know about the First War of Independence 1857, and the learning outcome is to make the students capable of speaking about freedom fighters and their role in Indian independence. Independent India and its problems. Pre-learning. After independence, the unification of the states was carried out through two different processes. One was the merger of the smaller states either into a unit administered by the central government or into the neighboring provincial administration. The other was the integration of a number of states into bigger administrative combinations. The Nizam of Hyderabad refused to accept the accession. So, to restore the deteriorating law and order, Indian troops marched into Hyderabad state. Finally, on 26th January, Hyderabad acceded to the Indian Union. Immediately after the partition, communal riots rocked free India, resulting in massive loss of lives and properties. The poison of communalism, as Nehru called it, resulted in the assassination of the Mahatma. In 1952, first general elections were held in India. In 1954, Panchsheel Agreement was signed between India and China. But in spite of this, Sino-Indian War broke out in 1962. Independent India now had a national flag called tricolor or Tiranga, a deep saffron band above, a deep green band below, and a white band between them. The white band had the Ashoka Chakra, a blue wheel with 24 spokes. Saffron symbolizes spirituality, white purity, and green prosperity. The song written by Rabindranath Tagore, Jana Gana Mana, was adopted as our national anthem. The lion capital of the Ashoka pillar became our national emblem, which had a chakra in its center where it is written Satyameva Jayate in Sanskrit. A great problem independent India faced was to provide food and shelter to the millions who had become homeless due to the partition. Glimpses of the Past, written by S.T. Sawant. This is lesson number 3 from your honey book. Saluting to the heroes of India who fought for the freedom. Our great Indian heroes are known for their valor and significant contribution during the War of Independence, also known as Revolt of 1857. By 1765, the British East India Company controlled most of India. The infighting among the Indian princes helped the East India Company expand the territories under its control. However, Tipu Sultan of Mysore fought the British bravely till his death in battle. Some Indians looked up to the British merchants as their savior. However, there were others who were unhappy about the Indian princes being dethroned by the white men. Meanwhile, religious leaders promoted ideas that led to superstitions and discrimination among people. The British sought to earn profit by levying heavy taxes on farmers. When they couldn't pay, their crops were taken away. The British decided to waive off the import duty on goods manufactured in England. As a result, cheap British made goods flooded the Indian markets, and the Indian artisans lost their livelihood. Rajaram Mohan Roy, a learned scholar from Bengal, realized that Indian society needed to be reformed. So he went to England to understand what made them powerful. Meanwhile, the British continued to ill treat Indians. In 1818, the British passed Regulation 3, whereby an Indian could be jailed without trial in a court. By 1829, British goods worth 7 crore rupees were imported into India. Even the Governor General Bentinck was alarmed at the deteriorating situation of Indian weavers and farmers. In 1835, Lord Macaulay introduced English language education in India. English education produced a new generation of learned Indians who became vocal in expressing the problems of Indians before the British Parliament. By 1856, the British had conquered the whole of India, but they were not concerned about the plight of Indians. In some parts of the country, they began forcibly converting Indians into Christianity. The Santals of Bengal, who had lost their lands under the new land rules, were the first to rebel against the British in 1855. The Indian sepoys in East India Company army were also unhappy with the discrimination against them. In addition, they were upset at being forced to cross the sea to fight for the British in other lands because it violated their religious beliefs. When the Indian sepoys learnt that the grease on the bullet they were supposed to bite off before use was made of pig and cow fat, they were hurt and angry. In 1857, there was a violent outbreak by the sepoys of Meerut, led by a sepoy named Mangal Pandey. The rebellion began spreading to different parts of India, as well as to different strata of Indian society. Many landlords supported the patriots. Many former rulers like Begum Hazrat Mahal of Lucknow, leaders like Maulavi Ahmedullah of Faizabad and Azimullah Khan also joined the rebellion. The patriots battled against the British all over North India. Now children, it's assignment time. Your assignment number 1. You are going to pick at least 10 vocabularies, otherwise termed as new terminologies, and find out its meaning and sentence usage. Assignment number 2. Pick out at least 5 historical events with year. Assignment number 3 is creative writing. You are going to write an article about any one freedom fighter and their role in the Indian independence or the freedom struggle. So assignment number 1 is 10 new terminologies with meaning and sentence usage. Number 2, historical events, at least 5 with year. Number 3 is article writing about any one freedom fighter and their role in the Indian freedom struggle or Indian independence. With this, module 1 gets over, children. I'll be meeting you with module 2. This lesson will be continued. Kindly complete all your assignments on time and be ready for the next module. Thank you, children.